everybody. Welcome to the Friday after Thanksgiving. And I'm actually out on a run right now, and I was listening to a podcast and I just stopped. And you know, the day after Thanksgiving is an interesting day because I almost feel like, because of the craziness of Black Friday and the holiday season and just all that happens after Thanksgiving, that Thanksgiving is almost a speed bump to get to Christmas, at least in the retail kind of shopping world. And I mean, I'm even guilty of it myself. I certainly get wrapped up in it. I'm like, oh, there's a great Black Friday sale, or there's something going on, or something that I've been looking at is on sale today. Yay! And I'm running, if you can see behind me, I'm running through a graveyard here. And I started thinking about, like, what does it look like to be thankful? Not just on Thanksgiving, where we really focus in on being thankful, but really being thankful daily, right? And we've spoken about this before, where we get our prayers together. And we're studying this right now in our Joy and Days band community, like how to pray, like what does it mean to pray? Are we praying the right way? And one of the points that I brought up a couple of days ago was, when I was a kid, I was told, maybe when I was a teenager actually, when I first really started believing in Jesus, I was told, hey, when you start to pray, maybe the good way to start to pray is to acknowledge God and who God is and the wonders of God and how awesome He is. And I don't use that word lightly, because I try not to use awesome as an adjective unless I'm talking about God. Because, to say, oh, that was an awesome movie, okay, whatever. But awesome, when you look at the word, it means something that just leaves you awe-inspired, right? Leaves you breathless, leaves you speechless. And when we look at stuff around the world, Grand Canyon, 7 Wonders of the World, all that kind of stuff, yep, they're awe-inspiring. But really only God is awe-inspiring to the point where we're like, I'm speechless when you're in the presence of Jesus. So I was just thinking about what my prayers look like, what my prayer life looks like. And then just coming down to yesterday being Thanksgiving, and just realizing and understanding that we need to be thankful every single day, not just around a day that tells us to be thankful, right? I was looking up just a couple of verses in the Bible this morning, and in Ezra it says that they worship the Lord, they bow down and they worship the Lord in song for their thankfulness. And there's verse after verse after verse of just folks in the Bible teaching us what it means to be thankful and what we're thankful for. Thankful for God's goodness, thankful for God's provision, thankful for God's holiness in our lives, thankful for I pray pretty much every day. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my spouse. I'm thankful for my wife. She's incredible. And I'm thankful for the bed that I sleep in. I'm thankful for the food that I eat, the water that I have, the incredible access that I have to water, the incredible access that I have to food, to doctors, to medical supplies, all of this stuff. If we really boil down our lives, we're so blessed and we're so just wrapped up in the world where we just say, am I thankful enough? And I certainly don't want this to be a bummer where we're like, oh, Dave's more thankful than I am. That's not what this is about at all. It's more about just stepping back for a minute daily and just saying, I'm thankful today for this. I'm thankful today for that. And that's really what I've really started getting into the habit of doing. Like I know I told you guys before that, oops, I don't want to get in the way of the camera here, that I started using this thing called the prayer bowl. And what the prayer bowl does is it reminds me, because I've written down in the prayer bowl, what I need to pray for today and what I need to be thankful for today. And it's been radically life-changing over the last month to use this thing, because now I can wake up, see the prayer bowl, and I realize what I have to pray for. And I realize what I'm thankful for. And as I go through my day, I'm like, oh, right, let me just stop for a minute and thank God that I have a computer to work on. Or thank God that I have a desk to sit at. Or thank God that, oh, I'm actually hungry right now and I need to go get some lunch. And I'm able to go get lunch. So maybe this devotion is more about just how do we incorporate thankfulness more into our days. And I think it looks different for each of us, but one amazing way to do that is to just stop for a minute and pray. And I remember I had this great example when I was a kid. I used to walk through, nature like this. Fortunately, we grew up on this like 17-acre plot of like trees and fields and forests and all this stuff. I would walk with my grandfather, and we would just be walking along and we'd be in the middle of a conversation and he would stop talking and he'd bow his head and he would just start praying. And I always, when it first started happening, I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I was like, hey Gramps, what? And he would just pray. And I would just hear him whispering to God and just saying, thank you. I don't know what he was praying for, but this was a habit of his, daily, maybe even hourly. I spent a lot of time with him when I was a kid, and it was always like, oh yeah, just give my grandfather a second. He's praying right now. And my friends would be like, what? And it was just, and now that I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, that's what it's about. Stop, pray, just stop for a minute and pray. So I know it's easy to get wrapped up in it all. And I know it's easy to get sidetracked by everything we have in life, so busy. The busyness of life, the craziness of life, the craziness of the holiday season. But as we step into this Christmas season, and as we finish the Thanksgiving season, I guess you could say, or let me put it this way, the Thanksgiving season that is on the calendar. But every day is the Thanksgiving season, right? So take a minute every day this week and consciously stop and thank God for life, for breath, for food, for clothing, for water, for doctors, for your house, for your bed. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I think today I was just reminded of that again, to just be like, God, thank you for, I thank God every day for my voice, that I can actually speak, that I can sing. And I don't know what it is for you, but anyway, that was my thought on my run this morning. I thought I'd share it with you guys and turn it into one of these episodes because, man, thankfulness is the place to be. It's where to be. So today, be thankful. Today, think about what you're thankful for and how you can express that gratitude to God every single day. All right. Have a great day. Be thankful today. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, I'm finishing up my run, and I actually had one more thought about this thankfulness. So even in the midst of like pain, hurt, suffering, all of that, like God calls us to be thankful. And that is hard to do sometimes. That is hard to do. I've got a song called Even If Not, and it's all about just worshiping God, even if we can't see God in the midst of all of it. So I know today you may be struggling, suffering. There may be hurt, there may be pain, there may be anxiety, stress, turmoil. But I encourage you today, in the midst of all of that, seek Him and know that He is the God of your life, and the God who is the God of second chances, and the God who loves you. So I know it's hard to be thankful in the hurt, but today, stop, take a minute, and thank Him even for the trials, because from the trials come our victories.